This film is based on a true story. At the beginning, a female voiceover tells us that she grew up in a family of avid surfers. Since childhood, Bethany Hamilton's home has been the sea. Together with her friend Alana, they spent all day in the water. Ever since she caught her first wave, Bethany had dreamed of becoming a professional surfer. Her family is very proud of her and supports Bethany in her aspirations. Competitions are due soon. Bethany's parents, Tom and Sherry, also train, and the daughter dreams of being like them. The surfing tournament is upon us. Bethany and Alana are in it too. Bethany is still behind the other competitor, but she's not going to give up because the winners will be allowed to compete at regionals. With 5 minutes left in the tournament, the public and the jury are watching intensely. As a result, the first place went to Bethany. Now she has become a local celebrity, like Alana, who took 3rd place. Later, the girls chose new swimsuits. Melina, who took 2nd place, made it clear that she was not ready to accept defeat and will give her best at the regional competitions. After the evening church service, Bethany told Sarah that she couldn't go to Mexico with the other volunteers because now she has a sponsor and needs to prepare for the competition. Bethany gave Sarah things for the orphans, but the news still upset her. The mother believes that the daughter should not feel guilty because her dream is at stake. At night, the friends, secretly from their parents, decided to run away to a Halloween party. The young people had fun right on the beach and surfed under a full moon. Bethany felt really happy. Of course, the parents found out about their daughter's escape, but they didn't scold her. Tom was going to the hospital for surgery, and Bethany, Alana, her father, and brother went to practice. Suddenly, Bethany was attacked by a shark. The company barely made it to the reef. While Holt helped Bethany, who had lost an arm, his son Byron ran ashore to call for help. When the surgeon was urgently called by a nurse right in the middle of surgery, Tom immediately suspected something was wrong. Meanwhile, Bethany was dragged ashore. Sherry received a call from Byron, who told her the terrible news. Bethany was losing consciousness while being carried on the surfboard to the car. Holt rushed the girl to the hospital, but an ambulance arrived to meet them. Bethany was taken away by paramedics, and Holt and his family followed, as did Sherry and her son Noah. The surgeon had to tell Tom what had happened to his daughter. Meanwhile, Bethany was in critical condition, doctors trying to save her life. Upon arriving at the hospital, Sherry rushed to her daughter and would not leave her side. Tom, who had not yet recovered from anesthesia, also tried to see his daughter. Bethany was rushed to intensive care. While under anesthesia, she saw herself catching a big wave. The doctors managed to save her life. When she woke up, the whole family was there. Bethany couldn't believe she no longer had her left arm. Tom couldn't help himself and cried. Bethany was visited by Holt, thanks to whom she remained alive. Alana didn't come because she couldn't recover from the shock. The surgeon assured Bethany would be fine, but now she would have to learn to do many things all over again. He told her parents that the fact that Bethany was alive is a miracle. No matter what, Bethany has no intention of giving up surfing. The father supports her and promises that together they will get through it. In fact, everyone in the family was nervous, though they didn't show it to Bethany. Noah believes that life will never be the same again. Bethany has nightmares. The incident was reported on the news. Today, Bethany was visited by Alana, who was able to pull herself together. She is very worried about her friend, and now she is just happy Bethany is alive. Alana doesn't want to compete in the championship without her friend, but Bethany insists that she has to do it, because it's her dream. Finally, Sherry drove her daughter home. The car was surrounded by a bunch of reporters. Noah was about to chase them away, but his father calmed him down and told him to open the back door. Tom drove the car to the backyard so that mother and daughter could enter the house in peace. The reporters weren't going anywhere. Bethany tried to slice a tomato for a sandwich on her own, but so far she hasn't been able to do it. All the daily activities are very difficult for her. Arriving in her room, Bethany looked sadly at the surfboard. Later, over lunch, Tom announced that the sponsors wanted to give Bethany a prosthetic. In return, Bethany has to do a little interview. The girl doesn't mind, because it's a great chance. From that day on, Bethany tried to live with one arm. The family helped her with everything. Every day was an ordeal for her, but she didn't complain. People in the supermarket and on the street pointed fingers at her. Sherry brought her daughter to see the doctor. He said the stitches were healing well. Bethany dared to look at herself in the mirror. It made her cry. Sarah, who has just returned from Mexico, is very glad Bethany is alive. The girl doesn't understand why God allowed this to happen to her. Sarah hugged her. In the evening, the Hamilton family received a call. It turned out that the very shark that had attacked Bethany had been caught. Alana, meanwhile, took part in a photo shoot. Bethany came to support the friend. She doesn't want to show her sadness. Kaoki, their mutual friend, tries to cheer Bethany up. At home, the girl is learning to cook on her own. She announces to her family that she is ready to go back to surfing. The family supported her in this decision, as did Alana. It is very difficult for her to cope, but she has no intention of backing down. Bethany kept falling off the board into the water, but she soon managed to catch a wave. Everyone close to her was happy for her. Bethany decided that she would compete in the Hawaii Regional Championships. The family threw a Thanksgiving party. Tom and Sherry are grateful to all their friends for supporting them all this time. When Sarah found out about Bethany's intention to compete, she couldn't believe it. The prosthesis was ready. The arm looked just like the real thing. Bethany realized that she couldn't surf with it, because all her movements would be restricted. Bethany took the prosthetic off and ran away. The girl feels like a broken doll. She tells her mother that she doesn't need a prosthetic to surf. Also, Bethany is very concerned that she is now different from other people, but Sherry assures her that it doesn't matter. Tom began to prepare his daughter for the regional championship. Bethany was happy to be back in her element. She learned from her past mistakes and made progress. Now she has no problem cooking her own food. It is the day of the intermediate competition. Bethany is very nervous, but doesn't want to give up halfway. Malina is openly gloating. The jury decided to give Bethany a 5-minute head start, but she refused. Bethany wants to prove to everyone that she is capable of winning. She tried to keep up with her opponents, but could not catch the wave. However, her second attempt was successful. Her main rival remains Malina. Alana also had a great showing, but Malina still holds first place. Bethany decided to catch the biggest wave, but fell into the water. However, that didn't make her back down. Malina is not going to give in. Deciding to give Bethany a chance, Alana knocks Malina off the board. For that, she is disqualified from this competition. Bethany also fell, her board breaking. Bethany thinks that her friend was wrong to Malina, because there should be no indulgences in the competition. She is surrounded by reporters, and Sherry hurries to get her daughter off the beach. Some girls ask for her autograph, but she gives them her surfboards instead. Bethany tells her father that she's done surfing from now on. Tom thinks they shouldn't let the daughter give up, but Sherry is of a different opinion, because sometimes willpower alone isn't enough to get what she wants. After all, there are many other things in life besides surfing. In the evening, Bethany sat by the sea. Her father sat beside her. The girl does not understand why it happened to her. Tom told his daughter that they love her and will always be there for her. That is the most important thing. Bethany decided to go with Sarah and the other volunteers to Thailand to help people who had been affected by the massive tsunami. All these people lost everything after the flood. They had no homes or money left. Bethany was happy to help those in need. One woman told that she lost her entire family in that fateful flood. Bethany couldn't stand it and cried. She realized that there are many people who are much worse off than she was. It allowed her to look at the situation from a different perspective. Volunteers found the boy, who had not uttered a word since the catastrophe. Bethany invited him to swim in the ocean and took a surfboard. The boy was afraid at first, but then trusted her. Looking at it, Sarah couldn't hold back a smile. Soon Bethany returned home. During this time she received many letters from fans in different countries. Some of these people also became disabled and wrote in their letters that Bethany had inspired them not to give up. Bethany informed her father that she wanted to compete in the main competition after all. She realized that she had to learn everything gradually. From that day on, training began again. The whole family was very proud of Bethany. She was joined by Alana. The friends asked each other for forgiveness. They started training together, just like old times. The whole family supported Bethany in everything. Soon she even learned how to do push-ups with one hand. On the eve of the competition, Keoki wished her good luck. It was the day of the national competition. Surfers from all over the country are here. Before the competition, the father gives his daughter advice, believing that she will succeed. The last 3 tournaments Melina came out victorious. Bethany is even grateful to her opponent because she did not let her relax. Despite the fact that the competitors were very strong, Bethany kept up with them. She performed the most difficult tricks on the water, with thousands of people watching. Bethany, Alana, and Melina made it to the finals. They don't have much time left to show off all their abilities. At one point Bethany fell, but quickly swam out. While Melina took the lead, Bethany missed the wave again. Alana couldn't hold on the water either and fell. It seemed impossible to overtake Melina. Less than 5 minutes left. Suddenly the big wave began to come in. Melina and Bethany began to fight for it. Bethany was able to catch that wave and perform the most difficult tricks to the delight of the audience and the jury. She got the high score, but she needed to curb another wave to catch up with her competitors. There is less than 1 minute left. Unlike her opponents, Bethany was able to feel the wave. The audience held their breath, and Bethany caught the last wave, once again causing widespread excitement. She managed to do what none of her competitors could. When Bethany came ashore, all the family members hugged her. Even though the jury didn't give her points for the last wave since she did not have time before the signal, Bethany was still very happy, proving to herself that she could do anything. All the contestants were congratulated and awarded. Suddenly Melina announced that she wanted to share her victory with Bethany, for there was no rival stronger than her. Bethany gave an interview. Now she has no doubts about her abilities. She was born to surf and now she knows for sure that if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Next we are shown the real Bethany Hamilton. The next year she won first place at regionals competitions and became a world celebrity. She has dedicated her life to helping people. Please subscribe to the channel.